Welcome to today's Global Connections program. I'm Bill Miller. Today we're going to take a look at an interesting organization, the World Development Foundation, to see what it's doing to promote sustainable energy, as well as helping to train young business people for future business initiatives. My guest today is an expert on this organization. My guest today is Dr. Xiangang Guo. Dr. Guo is a scholar, he's an educator, he's a professor, he's a business person, and he is the CEO, chairman, and president of the World Development Foundation. Dr. Guo, welcome to today's Global Connections program.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you being with me today. You've got quite a portfolio. You have done many things. I know you are a prolific author. You've written many books, and you're involved in humanitarian efforts, which is everything you're doing is interesting. But I wanted to focus on your World Development Foundation. Why was this World Development Foundation formed, and when was it formed?
Yes. World Development Foundation registered for the non-profit in U.S. and so I'm the founder, and this organization just help the UN events inside the UN. And want to link with UN Sustainable Goals, UN SDG. Yes, so this is the reason we established the organization. Yeah.
Now you mentioned the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah. We're going to get into a few of them in a minute. Before we get into that, though, how is it funded? You're a 501c3 organization. People can go to your website at globalwdf.org. They can make contributions, but how are you funded primarily?
Yes, for founded this organization, just the first idea, I think, help the some events inside the UN, and I already support many events in the UN, like the DPI NGO conference and many conference, and also the exhibition, and also some activity inside the UN. Yeah.
You mentioned supporting the UN Department for Public Information Non-Governmental Organization Conference, the DPI NGO Conference. That's a major conference generally every year that brings together literally hundreds, maybe 1,500, 2,000 non-governmental organizations together to learn more about these international issues. It's a major conference. Well, let's talk a little bit about your activities. Now, you're operating in several countries. As I recall, you mentioned that you're operating in Haiti, Mexico, Malaysia, that type of thing. What types of projects do you have? Let's just take Haiti, for example. What is your emphasis in Haiti, and what are you doing to help Haiti, especially after the horrific 2010 earthquake?
Yeah, so for WDF, have some country like in Haiti, we focus in some area like energy, education, and also the agricultural some area, and also in another country like Costa Rica, we focus the academic, and also in Mexico, investment, and also I have another program with Malaysia, the university, the city university for the science and technology. We set the new research school for economics and management. I'm the founder and the dean, and this program in the procedure. Yes, yes. This program just for the master degree and the PhD degree and high-level training program. Yes.
And that's in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur.
Yes.
And you're the dean, so you have one more item that will require your time and attention. These types of programs are so important. Let's go back to Haiti for just a moment, if we could, and talk about, you mentioned clean energy, alternative energy, I'm assuming, and agricultural practices. What in particular, what types of energy are the Haitians trying to develop, and what practices in agriculture, in sustainable agriculture, are they looking at?
Yeah. So the WDF just like the platform, and invent some company, and invent some private sector help the country in some area like energy, solar energy. Yes, and like the agricultural, and also the education, and also in another area. Yeah, so we just through the WDF help the country in some area. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and that is so critical to do that. Now, you mentioned some other areas of the world. You concentrate on Latin America, but you're operating in some Asian countries and in some European countries. I think, did you tell me
yes,
Romania?
yes.
Is that right? You're in Romania?
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, that's
Bulgaria,
right. My
yes.
mistake. Thank you.
Yes. So I studied in Bulgaria 10 years ago in Sofia University. So I have some relationship with the Bulgaria, and also I have the partner in China want to have the new project in Bulgaria, in the second city, the second big city in Bulgaria, Plovdiv. Yeah.
Okay. Now, on your website, I found this motto or a theme. It's think globally and develop together. What exactly does that mean? What do you want us to understand about this think globally and develop together?
Yes, this is a very good question. So for my idea, I think this have the three level for this idea. The first level for the water level. In the water level, we think about the more open and more inclusive. Inclusive. Yeah, and in the national level, I think about the very important is a good government and clear and sustainable strategic. And for the personal level, I think very important for the education, and also through the hard work, change the life. This means in the personal level, we need the equal system in this country. Yes. So
yes. Well, you're right. Education is so critical.
Yeah.
And of course, as we get into the Sustainable Development Goals, we can talk about how one of them focuses on education. Well, we might just go into the Sustainable Development Goals now. These were created, they really were built on the Millennium Development Goals that ran from 2000 to 2015, and now the Sustainable Development Goals are from 2016 to 2030, and they're really 17 logical, practical, measurable, achievable goals that focus on eliminating poverty, eliminating hunger, empowering women, and there are 14 more to go. But these are so important. I mentioned women. Do you focus any of your programs to involve women? Do you? It seems like every society that's progressing has strong female component that's working to help develop that society.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So in the SDG, the 17 goals. So we focus some area. So I also think about the women. Yes, women very important in the in the development goal. So I also have the program this year in the planning. Yes, like the First Ladies Conference at the United Nations. Yes, I already start. Yeah, so through this conference or through this event, I want more and more women can join this school and can help this school successful.
Exactly. And we'll have to monitor that as it develops. You said it was in the planning stage, and that'll come out later. But I do know, I remember you mentioned that you're doing a program, a major program at the United Nations, March 25th of this year, and it's going to be the Globalization Dialogues, a focus on the new economy.
Yes.
What does that theme mean, Globalization Dialogues and focus on the new economy?
Yeah. Globalization dialogues, this is a general topic, and in the coming events, we have the focus on the new economy forum. The new economy, for my idea, for the general, yes, I think many things in this area, like the new international trade, new international investment, and new financial, like the new money, and also the new technology. And the new economy, I think, very important through the new technology, high level, high technology. Yes, so change the life, change the trade, change everything. Yes, this we want in the event. We can discuss. We can. Have some new idea, yes, open new idea in the events, yes.
Exactly. Well, you're watching Global Connections Television, which is a privately funded, independently produced program. The opinions expressed on Global Connections are solely those of the moderator and his guest. We would invite our viewers to go to our website at www.globalconnectionstelevision.com and view some of our previous programs. Also, if you have an interest in our programs and you would like to share them, if you're working with a PBS station, community access television, perhaps an educational institution that has an intra-campus television hookup, or you just have a website and you think the programs are of interest, please go into the website of ours and download the shows. Global Connections Television is provided free of charge at no cost as a public service. Again, to help people better understand international issues and how they impact our lives. Today we're taking a look at some very interesting programs operated by a foundation that's working in several Latin American countries, a couple of European countries, and some Asian countries. My guest today is an expert on this organization. My guest today is Dr. Xiangang Guo, and Dr. Guo is the chairman and president of the World Development Foundation. Dr. Guo, we were talking about your program at the United Nations, and we started to talk a little bit about the Sustainable Development Goals. It seems like that you were talking about the 3 levels. I've often heard that in order to make these goals successful, you need, it's like a 3-legged chair. You have the United Nations agencies, but you also have literally thousands of non-governmental organizations like Lions International, Rotary International, faith-based groups. You have educational groups, labor groups, on across the board. But you also have the private sector. And the private sector is that 3rd leg. And how important is it to have all 3 of the legs of the stool to make sure the stool doesn't fall over?
Yeah. So I for my idea, I think in UN as the platform, we need the different partnership from the government, from the public, from the NGO, also from the private sectors. And for the NGO, we can do some non-profit and we can support some events or support some program for the UN. And also the private sector can support it through the financial, yes, through some executive program For example, if we want support for some country like Haiti, like clean water, yeah, we can ask that we can need the private sector, like the company, can support for this area. And if we want development in some area like solar energy, we can ask the private sector, like some company, support in this area. Yes, this very directly. And the UN, we have the platform, and we have the idea, and we have the goal. And the NGO, we can arrangement, like the planning, for the something, yes, the selection some sector together, and the private sector can support directly, yeah, for the program. Yes, I think this is the partnership. Yes, also from the SDGs, the 17 goal.
17 goals,
yeah,
right.
17 goal. Yeah.
You were talking about the private sector and corporations, large businesses, small businesses,
Yes.
medium-sized businesses. And we hear more and more about corporate social responsibility. You've been involved with business people probably all of your adult life. Do you see that there are more corporations and businesses who realize that it's in their best interest, plus in the society's best interest, to work with United Nations agencies like the World Health Organization or the UN Children's Fund or different groups like that, the World Food Program, to help create a better world? Do you find more businesses are more receptive today to doing that?
Yeah, so this is very good question. And I think we can through different goal. We can use the different organization, and also we can use a different way. Yes, and the private sector can help the exact goals. And also the NGO can do this work in another way, and the UN platform yes do the different. Yes, work together, cooperation together. Yes, we can make the world yes very good.
Make a better place.
Yeah,
that's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And we all need to work in that direction because we're all on this blue marble together. I mean, 7.3 billion people, we have no place to go. So we may as well try to work with the institutions that are working well, and the ones that aren't, try to work with them to improve them. So that's very important. Well, the World Development Foundation is a very interesting organization, and you've been involved in the development issues for years and years. As you look at this whole situation of development, you've mentioned education, you mentioned new technology, the new economy, you alluded to artificial intelligence, things like that. But what do you see as one or two of the major challenges as we move forward in the development arena with the development agenda?
Yes. So for the I think about the more and more about this area. So for World Development Foundation, we have our mission and our target. Yes, in future. So we have the three area. We're very interested in. The first area, we support the events inside UN, and the second area, we have the different country in the different area, and the third, we have the research work for the national development strategic. And this is very important. I visit some country, and I think the clear and sustainable strategy for the country very important. So WDF in this area, we have the special fund support the research, and through this research, we give the report for the government, give the report for the country, and through this help the country. Yes.
Well, that's very appropriate and very important to focus on those areas. Now, as you look at the World Development Foundation, and you're the founder of this group, where would you like it to be, let's say 15 years from now, at the end of the Sustainable Development Goal period from 2016 to 2030, where would you like to have the World Development Foundation? Are there certain areas that you're not involved in today that you'd like to be working in?
Yeah, so I think development is always the important issue in the world. So World Development Foundation want in some area and support through support the UN activity, and through support the countries in some area, and through support the research work, and yes, we can continue our our work and continue. Yes, we can. I hope we can successful. Yes, in future. Mm-hmm. Yes, through our work.
Yes. Well, now you've been in some lovely areas of the world. You've been in some areas that have suffered tremendously. We saw the horrific earthquake in Haiti in 2010. We see poverty, we see illiteracy, that type of thing, hunger. But we also see that there's a bright side. Things are improving in many countries of the world and in pockets. But in the last 30 seconds, of all the places you've been, what is there one that's the most memorable that you'll remember? Probably a large number of them, but is there one memory of some person or some event that you will always remember more fondly, perhaps?
Oh yeah. So for me, depend on my academic background, I'm the professor in the management and administration area. So I visit some country. I think the government very important for the country. The government administration system and this very important. So sometime I visit some country. I look all the route, the where traffic, and some vendor, sell something in the road. Yes, this is very easy for the management, for the administration system. Yes, in some country, if change. If we have the government change something, this country grows fast. Yes, I hope so. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Dr. Guo, this has been very interesting, and of course, through your activities, you really serve as a role model for many other educators, business people, humanitarians, philanthropists who want to get involved and who want to help create, as we mentioned, create this better world, and to do things like set up a foundation. And if everybody can't set up a foundation, they can do other things. They can work together on these projects, because everybody has an opportunity to participate in the Sustainable Development Goals. You can be a large university or a corporation. You can be involved in promoting sustainable development. You can work on cleaning the oceans, but there's always something in one of those 17 goals with 169 targets that we can be involved in. But I want to thank you so very much for a very interesting and a very informative program.
Thank you.
I'm Bill Miller. Thank you for joining us today on Global Connections Television.